Hello once again to another discussion. Before we get into it, let me introduce myself. I am the host with the most, and now it's time for yet another toast. This week, we are giving our toast to the WWE because it surely seems like this Sunday at Payback, the brand splits will return. So, this one's for you, WWE. Good move. For this edition of Express Talk, I am with, once again, Sam from Pro Wrestling Nation. You may also remember Sam from our 2004 WWE Let's Play series. Thanks for coming back with me for another video.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me back. Hey, do you have any peanut butter with that toast?
Well, as you can tell from the, background, we're back with another discussion, but unlike my last discussion with Let's Play 2, this discussion isn't about TEW 2000 in general, is more so going to focus on the newest installment of the TEW series, TEW 2016, that just came out earlier this week. So, let's jump right into it. Have you played the demo yet?
I have a real big problem with people calling it 2. That's weird to me. Can I just say that?
You could say that. You can say anything you want.
No, I do have a demo. I do. I downloaded it yesterday. And I feel like a little kid, man. I feel more excited for this than I did for 2K16.
I'm right there with you, man. I was downright giddy yesterday playing the game for the first time.
Dude, I kept checking. Because I stay up late because they were graveyard, and I was off Sunday and Monday. And so Sunday, the game was supposed to come out on Monday. So Sunday night at midnight, I went to graysdogsoftware.com and I just waited. And I just waited, and I just waited, and I just waited. And then I went to the forums, and there's like a 2K16 release FAQ. And it was like, it was getting released in the PM. And I was like, man, what the hell? And so I went to bed, and then when I woke up, I downloaded it.
Yeah.
If it had been available at midnight, I would have gotten it at midnight. So let me ask you a quick question though about 2 TW here. Since I have the demo, when the actual game comes out, like, how does that work? What do I do? Just download it again?
I think all you have to do is just buy the E license.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not sure, and this is for anyone watching the video who may be concerned. The best thing for you to do is go check the Great Elk Software Forum website in the section TW 2013. I mean 2016.
There's a FAQ, so go check that out.
Yeah. That's the best place to put it. Yeah. And I'm right there with you. If the game came out at midnight on Monday, I would have, midnight on Monday, I would have downloaded it on Monday. But yeah, I downloaded it a little last night.
Maybe 12 hours later or something. Oh, last night, okay.
Yeah, I downloaded it last night, and I wouldn't say that I've gotten into a save. I would say more so that I just tried out the the new features, and checked out the new features of the game before I jump into a save.
So here's what happened to me. I spent so many hours playing that stupid C-verse, trying to figure it out. I don't like it. I don't like the C-verse. Those creepy guys, they look creepy to me. The little guys with the blue background that are drawn, they look too creepy to me. I just can't get into it. And then I realized, wait a minute, what am I doing? What am I wasting my time for? All I have to do is go get a current 13 save and convert it to 16. That's all I gotta do, right?
Exactly.
So I did the 04 save because we enjoyed doing that one. And then I was like, you know what? I really wanted to get into the developmental side of things now that I'm able to, because that's probably my favorite feature is the developmental. Like you're able to do a lot more with it. And so I did the current WWE 16 save, and now I'm messing around with it. Although somebody pranked me because whoever made this save, they have the wrong names for the pictures. Like, for example, all my default pictures are bad. Like, my Dean Ambrose will default to John Moxley. And, who else is doing that to me? There was another, so my Dean Ambrose reverts back to John Moxley. Oh, Bray Wyatt automatically reverts back to Husky Harris. So I have to sit here and go through each person, and change their picture, which is kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I can imagine. That is actually what I was going to ask as the next question. What your favorite feature is in the new game?
Oh yeah, the developmental thing. Have you had a chance to mess with it?
No, I don't. I actually don't know what. I mean, I remember Adam announcing it on the developer journal. I don't remember what it has to do with though.
So there's a new tab, right? There's the development tab where you can just kind of click on it and look and see who's who and call people up and whatnot. But there's a new tab called Child Companies. If you click on it, it'll bring down a drop-down menu with all your child companies. I only have one. It's NXT. And so then that screen pops up, and then you have basically you can do anything that you can do to your company. You can do staff. Click on your staff, and you can find out who your owner is and who the head booker is, which is really cool. And then if I don't like these guys or if there's nobody available, I can click here and go hire somebody to be the head booker for NXT. And then roster, you can do, okay, so you know how the roster works for the old game?
Yeah.
You can do any of those things on the new roster page for NXT, for developmental. I can go here, I can click on Carmella, and I can just change her picture. I don't have to call her up to change her picture or change her name.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, which is really cool because a lot of times, you know, you get somebody, you have to call them up and change them around and stuff, and put them back down, they get all pissed off.
Yeah.
You can edit the teams. So I have all the tag teams here. You can edit those. And you can edit the titles, which I added an NXT TV title. So I have, you can go there, you can sit there, you can add titles, you can and anything you can do to your company with titles, you can do to the development company. And production, and view broadcaster, TV controls. I don't really know what TV controls is quite yet, but schedule. So all these things you can do to the regular company, you can now do to your developmental company, which is good because in the past games, you just kind of put your guys in developmental and then they just float around in developmental. Like if you would have signed, for example, Shane Hayes to Mikey Nichols, right? They're a tag team in real life, and WWE signed them as a tag team. They're not in the game here. I mean, they're in the game, but they're not in WWE. So I have to go out and sign them. So if I put them in developmental, they may or may not be in a tag team. They may be in a tag team with somebody else. And this way, I can actually go here, click on teams, make them a tag team in the game, and have them team up in NXT.
That sounds pretty cool, and I'm actually jumping into the. I actually just converted over the 2014 database to show the viewers.
Okay, yeah. So, do you have it ready to go?
It's loading up.
And so, like, I'm really happy about this. This is really cool. I don't really know what figurehead is yet. I don't have a figurehead. Now, if you assign a figurehead, if you go to the figurehead screen, there's a FAQ section where there's a bunch of FAQs about it. How do figureheads work? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? What makes a good figurehead? How should I book my figurehead? How can I tell if my figurehead is a success? And do I need a figurehead? And so you can read about it and find out more about it. So it's a good thing.
It would help if I change the active database.
I'll say, like, you're in the title screen, right? Go back to the title screen here. On the bottom left-hand corner, they have a little tab called What's New in 2016, which I really like because you click on it, and whether you can ignore this if you want, or you can look at it. It could be helpful, or it could just be something you ignore. But it has all the new features in the game, and you just click on it, and it tells you about it. Look, worker refuses to sign. To add a new twist to hirings, some workers may refuse to join a company if someone they hate is already on the roster.
Yeah, I just noticed that actually too, where they actually tell you what is new in TEW.
I know it's not the right way, buddy. Okay, here's what I don't like about the demo. The demo can only start in January or February. So I'm probably not going to use this save as my final save to go forward because
No, let's.
I have a post WrestleMania save, which is like April of this year, but I had to make it start in January. So I'm in January. I'm getting ready for the Rumble, but yet I have AJ Styles in the roster. I have Nakamura in NXT. I have Zack Ryder's my Intercontinental Champion, and this is before the Rumble even. So it just kind of throws the WWE storylines out of whack. I figure if I play it, like if I really do want to get into this one, and I get a year from now, 6 months from now, it's not gonna really matter that the storyline's kind of out of whack because by then it'll be my own thing. But then again, I might want to wait until after Payback because, like you said, they may be having a roster, a brand split, and I think the new save would be cool to have the brand split if they do do it.
Exactly, and I will say that, unfortunately, due to errors in loading up the database, I was unable to load up the database pretty much because of the fact that the 2014 database starts in November.
No, you just go to edit database.
And there are things in the database that are either non-existent in January or non-existent in January.
What does that mean?
Meaning people didn't debut, but they're under contract.
That's okay. That's okay. Really? I think that's okay. Here, go to edit database, and then go to where it says database info, and change the game start date to January, and that might fix your problem.
Actually,
Oh shit! I just started. I mean, am I allowed to custom account?
yeah, I don't care.
I just started a new game on active. I went to go to the load, and I went to.
Actually, I might be able to load up 1998 one just to show.
Do they have developmental in '98?
Well, I mean,
In the edit the database.
yeah. Let's jump in as
So one
Eric.
thing I like, have you played it at all yet, then, or no?
I played it a little bit in
Series? I hate the series.
1983.
Okay, Nathan, if you're listening, I hate the Seavers. I tried, I really did. I just don't know who people are, and the pictures are so creepy.
See, wait, investments, create a developmental territory.
What you could do though is you could just edit the database, but it's fine. Power 500. Holy crap, Tanahashi was number 1? How was CM Punk? Okay, so I have the Power 500 in front of me, right? The Power 500 is a prestigious compilation of the best 500 wrestlers over the past 12 months, and it's based on match ratings. This is January of 2016. So, in the year 2015, CM Punk is number 2. How is that possible? Wasn't he retired in 2014? Isn't he already done? He didn't even wrestle one match that year.
That is true.
So what the hell, man? Adam Ryland? Tripping.
And I just
I think it's for the
and I just flashed up to 1997 Power 500, where Shawn Michaels was the leader, number 1, and Misawa was number 2. But yeah, I have played the game a little bit on 1983, but I've encountered some runtime errors and this, that, and the other thing. Cause
so far I haven't had any problems like that.
yeah, but yeah, I think let me.
Before I met you, I didn't know that TW was something that people put on YouTube. In fact, I remember one time looking for it and I never found it. And so now I watch your stuff. I watch Let's Play TW, and then the other guy who I'm really mad at with the road agent notes. Like I never used open match. I never used slow build. Like stuff like that. I always with the road agent notes. I've always done this person wins. This person gets pinned. Pinfall. Boom. That's it. I never really like knew about the open match and stuff like that. And so watching you guys on YouTube really showed me how to play a lot better.
And though, though people may not have, 30 minutes or 40 minutes a day, or, may not want to sit there for 40 minutes and watch, that's the benefit of YouTube. You don't have to. You can start watching and then go back and watch and finish watching it. You don't have to watch it all in one sitting.
I think you meant you could fast forward. I'm like, don't tell people to fast forward your stuff, man.
No.
DVR fast forward button. Although Law's been exponentially better lately.
You are correct. You are correct. And of course, I try and do all the stuff with the, I should have tested my stuff out beforehand, but I'm actually on the new feature list right now, and to be able to say that there's one thing I didn't realize half the stuff that was new in the game was actually new. I guess that's partially because I haven't really played it that much.
Yeah, you just get used to it. It just came out yesterday.
But
Or in Kayfabe World a few days ago.
yeah. But just the idea of being able to do screw jobs now, like
Screw jobs?
the user can now choose to perform a screw job on one of his employees via road agent notes. This is a risky last resort that allows the user to indulge his inner villain. So if, in fact, the user wants to recreate the Montreal screw job, you can recreate the Montreal screw job.
You know the way I had to recreate the Montreal screw job on the WWE, was it 13? One of the video games in the past few years. I really didn't like the screw bread. It was just not something that fulfilled my hopes and dreams. But I wouldn't mind screwing somebody else.
You and me both. You and me both, especially. I think the only way I would use that function is if, say, I'm in, let's say I'm Ring of Honor, and WWE is stealing CM Punk. Let's say I'm in 2004 Ring of Honor, CM Punk's there, big star. I would screw CM Punk out of the belt because he's leaving to go to WWE and put it on, Chris Daniels, and I had to screw him because Daniels is a whole lot less popular.
I personally would bring Alexa Bliss up from developmental and screw her. Just kidding, Alexa Bliss.
However, if I had to pick one feature that I like the most, I would probably say Hall of Fame, where you can actually induct people into your own Hall of Fame.
Forgot about that. You can look at the list.
Because looking at, the personal WCW series that I have on my own on TEW 2013, there is a large amount of people that I would want to induct into my Hall of Fame because of the fact that they worked with me for so long, from Kevin Sullivan to Dusty Rhodes to Nick Bockwinkel to Ole to Flair when he retires, Tully Blanchard, etc. There's so many people that I would want to induct, but I can't. And I would love to induct them because they worked with me for so long. They were such a big part of the company, and
Flair, Tully, and Arn.
Flair, Tully, Arn, Barry. Hell, I would induct JJ too.
What year were you playing?
91. I did the Horseman reformation that WCW wanted to do before
There's a Hall of Fame tab. Sorry, go ahead.
before Ole failed his drug test and got the offer rescinded.
Why is CM Punk in my Hall of Fame? Oh, Chris Benoit?
But that's the best part about this game. If somebody works for you for, 10 years, 15 years, or somebody gets stolen and goes to the competition, you can still induct them into the Hall of Fame. If you're anticipating when Taker retires, you can induct him as a future inductee.
Oh, I can book anybody. It doesn't have to be under contract with me.
Exactly. You can book anybody. It doesn't have to be in the contract. As long as they're in the database, they can get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I'm inducting Adam Cole. Hall of Fame.
So I will say this just as a little, twist for my Let's Play series. There is, for future Let's Play series that will be moving to, or be going on TW 2016, I will be holding special Hall of Fame induction episodes where I induct people into the Hall of Fame, whether it's WCW, WWE, TNA, because I love the Hall of Fame. Even if the real company didn't have it, I'm not the real company, so I can do what I want.
Suck on that. That's that's sad because Chris Benoit's already been Hall of Fame, and I didn't want him to do that. And so is Hulk Hogan. He's a racist.
Apparently, also, people can ask for pay requests or pay raises on their contract. Huh.
I'll play this for you.
Cap.
There you go. That was the Hall of Fame thing.
Oh.
Huh, interesting. This is really interesting, this Hall of Fame thing. It should start out, oh, I can remove people. Let me see if I can remove Chris Benoit. Are you sure you want to remove Chris Benoit from the Hall of Fame? I wouldn't do it. It's not like you build it.
Well, they have intentional DQs, intentional countouts, rage DQs, and all that stuff like that. Trademark spots.
I don't know what you said. Start all over. I'm sorry. Vince Russo started talking on my phone and scared the crap out of me. Actually, press play on the podcasting app. I guess I put the phone down.
They've also added intentional DQs, intentional countouts, rage DQs, trademark spots, hot tags, or let me go down and see if that's... Oh, Hall of Immortals for tag teams, meaning legendary tag teams can now get inducted into the Hall of Fame as well.
You mean like Shawn Michaels and John Cena?
And also, something that I love is one-night deals.
Yes, I love that too. In fact, I love the fact that you can call up a developmental guy for one night and then he goes back. So, because usually after developmental, you have to bring them up and just ruin everything. Ruin their tag team, ruin their title reign, whatever it is, you're changing. And if you can bring them up for one night, that's great.
Exactly. It's and that's something that was missing in 2013 with the fact that you look at your developmental's title history and every other title win is vacant.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you're in Philly, you can bring in Tommy Dreamer for one night, and you don't have to hire the guy.
Exactly. That's the best thing.
Yeah, not hiring Tommy Dreamer is the best thing. I agree.
And I will say this.
There's a button called National. There's a new button. Sorry, there's a new button called National Battles. You click on it, and it kind of tells you. I'm not exactly sure. It tells you the last show, how many people drew, and who the most popular people were.
Well,
So, like my last show, I don't have any shows yet, but according to this, my last show is 3,194 people, and 765 people came for John Cena, 676 people came for Roman Reigns, 601 people came for Bray Wyatt, 577 people came for Del Rio, and 575 people came for the Big Show.
Oh.
Big Show's drawn, but apparently
Well, basically, that's what it is with National Battles, because they want to make it where the Monday Night Wars is more realistic. Where you can actually see how close the ratings wars were between Nitro and Raw. And the superstar points for people like Austin and Hogan and Sting, etc. And just the other note is that the reason why we're talking so much about TEW 2016 is because, well, number one, some of you might not have the game, and the amount of praise that myself and Sam are giving the new features may push you to buy the game, but also you might not even know the game came out, or the demo rather.
Because this show is called Let's Talk About TW 2016.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, here's National Battle. Go ahead, I'm gonna leave this one.
But not to also jump off the topic of discussion, but I just want to make the drop the note that I don't know. I will also be mentioning this in a future video that I don't know yet if I'm moving WWE 2015's Let's Play series up to 2016 or keeping it on 2013 for now. I haven't decided that yet. Maybe when the game comes out, I will have a better idea. But as of right now, no.
Dream scenario. If you could pick one scenario in the whole entire world, what would you pick to start a new one? Don't worry, nobody's get their feelings hurt here.
Well, fine. I mean, I've wanted to do 1983 season for a while, but I can never get into it.
Why is that?
I love Gino Hernandez.
No, but why can't you get into it? And why do you love Gino Hernandez? It's so random. Who the hell is Gino Hernandez?
How many times have you listened to an interview and heard Jim Cornette praise Dick Murdoch? Jim Cornette always says how Dick Murdoch should have been world champion but never was. Gino Hernandez should have been world champion but never was.
So should Scott Hall.
You're right. But
Too busy getting drunk.
but I basically do that. I basically want to get into it and have, because I've had
So you want to make Gino Hernandez the world champion?
pretty much, yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna play 1994 and make Scott Hall Razor Ramon the WWE champion. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and then I'm gonna screenshot him and then I'm gonna tweet him.
Well,
Look, you're the world champion.
I mean, if you did that, then that would probably be like making Jake Roberts world champion around that time too.
I guess he came back in '96 being on Christian more like.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I believed at the time, and then I found out that he was doing like drugs and he was being all crazy and like he really wasn't being a Christian behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I totally in '96. I totally bought it that Jake was a born again Christian. I wonder whose idea that was. That's crazy, man.
Probably Vince.
Yeah, probably. Hey, you're gonna be a born again Christian, and Jake's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go use these drugs real quick, and then I'll come back and do something. I don't know what his drug usage was like because I know the WWF at the time was drug testing. I don't know if Jake was doing drugs at the time, but like just knowing what I know now about his past, I'm pretty sure that he was doing it at the time. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of Jake the Snake, man, what kind of like awesome recovery did he have? Like, you know, honestly, like I know it's kind of mean to say, but I thought that I was gonna go online one morning and see, you know, Jake the Snake Roberts found dead or whatever, you know, and he has turned his life around. Like his family's back with him now, and he has grandkids now. Like his grandkids weren't even allowed to see him before, and now I think he lives with them or something. And he's doing amazing, and he's in the Hall of Fame, and like you know, I mean, I joke about, oh yeah, his drug use in '96, but like all in all, like I'm really like happy that he turned his stuff around. Scott Hall, him and Scott Hall both, like those two guys were, you know, disasters, and they are now amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I have nothing but respect for what Scott and Jake did, and also what DDP did helping him.
Anyways, off topic subject.
Now, I think it would be not. I think it would fit the subject. When did you start getting into TEW? Was it back with EWR or?
Yeah, I started playing EWR like maybe 10 years ago, maybe even more actually, because TEW 05 came out, in 2005. I probably started playing EWR in like 02, 03,
Mm-hmm.
and I just loved it. I got into it, and I feel like TEW is so harder to play. Like it's so much harder because there's so much more detail, you know. In EWR, you didn't even have to pick the match time. You just picked the match if the match was just generic time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like every little detail you gotta do, and so I always had struggles with it. And I never wanted to play TEW. In fact, I was like playing EWR all the time. And then TEW 2010 came out, right? And when TEW 2010 came out, TEW 05 became freeware. And so I was like, oh, you know what? It's free. Let me just try it. And so I'm like, I download TEW 05, and compared to EWR, my mind is completely blown. I'm like, holy crap, there's so much more stuff. There's like every detail is in here. And, since it was free, between loading screens, the loading screens would have advertisements for the new game. Oh, you like TEW 05? You should check out TEW 10. Less waiting time. And I was like, sold. I bought it. I went out and I spent the $35 on TEW 2010, and that was the first one that I bought. And I loved it. And then I was able to follow the developer's journal for TEW 13. I followed the journal, and I was so excited and so happy, and I was able to do the same for 16.
Yeah.
When did you first get into it?
I actually got into it a few months before 2013 came out. I started playing EWR.
Okay.
Yeah. And
You never played 10?
No, I've never played 10. I only played 13.
10 was the first one that I bought. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I got into 13 about 3 years. I think it's going on 3 years ago, and I've loved it ever since. I st-
So you said you started playing. How did you discover EWR that late in the game? Because by the time 2010 rolled around, I'm sure EWR is not really promoted anymore.
The live stream. The live stream somebody did playing the game with, and Vince Russo was the guest.
On EWR?
Yeah.
Oh man, that must have been really bad, bro.
They actually did WCW, so I think it was like a charity live stream or something like that. I forget.
I'm gonna type in "Let's Play EWR" and see if more is
Yeah, but that's how I found out the game, and then I just looked it up and I found it. And of course, at that time, EWR was free, so. And that's when it makes me laugh, playing 2013 and seeing 2003 files, where they have the news story, EWR comes out.
This guy is playing Let's Play EWR, and this episode is episode 1 in the series from July of 2015, and he has 2,800 views.
Well, the only other question I can think of is, when the full game comes out on May 2nd, what is the first season you're going to do?
I'm probably going to play the modern day WWE just because of how amazing NXT is. I feel like since I have the developmental controls, I think that's my favorite part. Then I could, have more fun with NXT because I've always wanted to be able to control NXT, and I never had that control, and I'm really excited about it. And then there's a brand split coming, like you said, possibly in the future, and I think that it'll be a good time. So about yourself?
I'm undecided. I mean, I knowing now what I know, knowing now what I know about the developmental tool, I may jump into a 2016 series. I mean, well, a 2016 save, but I really haven't decided yet.
What's the longest you've ever gone on one save file?
10 years.
10 years?
Yep.
Did you skip ahead a bunch, or did you play every day, every game,
I
every show?
I played every show. I booked every show.
10 years.
I think at the end of it, I had only two people who stayed with me for the entirety. One was a referee and one was a road agent.
Were you WWE or what were you?
Heartland Wrestling Association, HWA.
Oh, Les Thatcher's group.
Yep, yep. I kicked it off in January '98 when they started and went all the way up till 2011.
That's insane. How was it? Who was your final champion? Do you remember? And why'd you stop? If
Mm,
you're that far, you might as well go 20 years.
going 10 years is difficult enough. Final champion, I think, was Dean Ambrose.
I don't know who that is. I'm just kidding. I do.
Uh,
I mentioned him in this episode.
yeah, final world champion with Dean Ambrose. Final tag team champions were Cesaro and the Swiss Superstar, which is relative independent unknown, I think, and JJ Perez, who never really,
Oh, JJ Perez from APW. Yup, that's my boy right there.
struck it big. But I loved JJ.
Dude, I know the guy. Well, I don't really know him, but I used to know him.
Yeah, I love JJ in that. I had him for about 8 years in that season.
Dude, you love him? You truly love him?
Well,
I have seen him live many, many times. Many, many times.
it's simply that I kept
He's good, man. He's the only his biggest problem is that he's really, 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 really small.
and I kept
He's good.
packaging him as different stars, different max names,
I'm about to make you cry right now.
and he worked incredibly well with Cesaro, so I teamed him up.
Oh, okay. I'm about to make you cry right now, though. Guess what match I saw one time live?
What?
Oh man, Garage Rumble, APW Garage Rumble from 2005, I think. The main event was the Garage Rumble. It's like a Royal Rumble, but before the main event, the semi-main event was JJ Perez versus the number one contender to the WWE Championship, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Wow, that must have been a good match.
Yeah, it's on DVD. If you look up APW Garage Rumble, you'll find it maybe.
Mm.
I find another copy because somebody stole mine.
As far as the other champions, I think TJP held one title, and I don't remember who held the television. I don't remember who held the television title.
If you listen to my podcast, Pro Wrestling Nation, the episode called WrestleThon, where I talked to the guy from WrestleThon, I told the story about why I hate TJP. I hate that guy. As a person, I want his career to end. Hate him.
It wouldn't be a discussion without at least one cheap plug.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Where do you get your cuts from? Or do you make them yourself?
I just download them with the database.
Oh, like the picture packs?
Yeah,
I find those to be so generic.
some of them are, yeah, but I like I like having a lot of pictures of the same people, and then as you go further, the ages
I've been
change.
for over 10 years. I like, I don't know if you know who Doctor Who is. Wait, is that his name? Some guy on the EW Battleground forums.
And I will say this: you asked about how long my last save is. I'm halfway there, halfway to the HWA save with the WCW save because I just hit the 5th year in that.
Have you ever played a two-player game by yourself?
No.
Because I thought about like doing a two-player game where player one is WWE and player two is like, you know, backyard indie fed or whatever. And I thought that'd be very interesting.
Oh.
Maybe you should do that as a let's play. You should do a two-player game where you're WWE or even TNA. You could be in TNA. Just don't book them like idiots like they do, and do backyard fed and see if you can make the backyard fed catch up to TNA. As TNA is going down and the backyard fed is going up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're like, hey, we just rented the storage shed next to TNA's storage shed.
Well, that's it for my questions, and I just want to say this, that if you're watching and you would like to share your longest save, feel free to drop a comment and let me know in the comment section below.
I'm interested to hear about your guys' saves. So tell me about it.
Or get one of us on Twitter, because both of our Twitter handles will be in the description. You can chat with us there.
I think I've gone for more than a year in TW, anyways. This is so hard.
you're,
Like when I'm WWE, it's like I have so many shows.
yeah,
Superstars and main event. Raw's like 7 hours long, and it's just so crazy.
you're right. You're right. It is tough, but that's I tend to stick with it longer if I can book ahead, because
Yeah, that's true.
just, for example, 1991 in WCW, I booked the entire year, with that, the Horseman versus Sting.
Yeah, but your longest show is like WCW Saturday night.
That's 2 hours for Saturday night, an hour for main event, an hour for worldwide, and 3 hours for a pay-per-view.
Wait, say that again?
An hour for worldwide, an hour for main event, 2 hours for Saturday night, and 3 hours for a pay-per-view. Every week.
Wait, weekly pay-per-views?
Well, no, not every week for pay-per-views, but yeah, every week, 5 hours of TV? No, 4 hours of TV.
That's about the same as WWE.
Yeah,
3 hours, 5 hours. Oh, they have 7.
yeah. I used to have 7 at one point, because I got, 4 shows, 2 hours for Saturday night, an hour for another A show, an hour for another B show, and a half hour for another B show.
What was your the most funnest feud you ever booked?
Eddie Guerrero versus the Horseman.
Oh wow, 91.
Yeah, well, I mean,
91 save.
91 save, but it went to 94. I think it was in 94.
Who did Eddie get to help to watch his back?
Sting and Sid Vicious.
Wow, that's random. I mean, I can see Sting, but Sid Vicious Sting.
I needed another babyface, and I didn't have another one.
That's cool though.
At least I think that's who it was. It might have been Ricky Steamboat too. I can't remember, because I just finished 95, like I said. So I'm not. I don't really remember all the details of 94.
I would love to book the NWO, but I feel like that'd be like a clusterfuck.
I could agree with that. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's like NWO is healed, and like everybody else in the company's babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Like the NWO is so healed, the Horsemen were babyfaces. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, though I'd like to keep this discussion going, I think that it's time to call the video. And for those of you who enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time.
Jokes about Chris Benoit do not in any way reflect the views or opinions of Wrestling Express. Thank you.
Later.